guys, I am back with another video. I'm so excited about this video because I'm going to be sharing with y'all my experience at Camp Shelby, the Youth Challenge program. And actually this video was suggested by one of my fellow cadets who is actually a really good friend of mine. So yeah, I'm just going to share my experience with y'all, you know, the struggle of it, the positive side of it, like all the good, bad, and the ugly. Y'all are gonna know all about it. First things first, I need you guys to subscribe to my channel. Tell your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your grandpa, whoever, to subscribe as well, and turn on post notifications so you can be alerted every time that I post. Like this video, share it, whatever, I don't care. Let's get started. Alright, so in 2013, I went to the Youth Challenge program. I left in January and I graduated from there in June. There is so much I could say, guys. Like, that experience was honestly insane. Like, I can't even explain to y'all how insane it was, but I will say that even though that was like one of the most challenging experiences I have ever faced, I am so thankful for that program. Like, that program worked miracles in my life. Y'all just don't understand. The first 2 weeks was really difficult because that is where you cannot have any contact with the outside world, period. It's where, you know, your cadre are in your face. They're trying to break you. They're trying to see what your weak points are, you know, so they know what to help you work on. And it's hard, you know, when you go from being able to sleep in every single day, however long you want, to having to have your feet on the ground by 5 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very, very challenging. And you know, you have like, you go by like such a strict schedule. You have PT that you have to do every day. You know, you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the defect. Like, you have everything. You have school, because when you're there, you are working to get your GED. But actually, if you go through the program and if you behave and, you know, you stay out of trouble, you can actually leave there with a high school diploma, not a GED, a high school diploma. And I got to leave with one, which was really cool. I'm sure all of my friends did. And they offer you, like, you know, multiple chances for the GED. Like, if you fail it the first time, you get to take it again. And that to me is like, that's awesome, because, you know, if you were to go to like normal classes, you have to pay for those classes to take the GED. Because I know, you know, at the campus where I stay, those classes, and I don't mean like I stay on campus, I mean like the campus in my hometown, those classes you have to pay for. Anyways, I thought I needed to clear that up. But guys, like, honestly, Camp Shelby, let me just start off, or let me continue talking about the girls. Okay, I was in a barracks for 6 months with 28 girls, and we didn't start out, you know, with 28 girls. We actually had more, but we had some that left very early on because they didn't want to be there. They couldn't handle, you know, not having contact with the outside world. They couldn't handle not being able to talk to their families or whatever, because the first 2 weeks you can't contact anybody, and then after that the only contact you have is your phone calls on the weekends, which are 2 minutes apart, 2 minutes long, and then letters. Like, that's it, guys. Like, that is it, seriously. And I'm not being literal when I say the phone calls were 2 minutes long, but it was, I don't remember how long they were, but I know it was less than 10 minutes a piece for each girl. Like, it was way less than 10 minutes. I want to say it was like 5. Yeah, I want to say it was around like 5. I honestly don't remember, but it wasn't very much time, but it was enough to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was enough to kind of help with your homesickness, hearing your mom's voice or your dad's voice or your aunt's voice, your uncle, whoever. Like, it it was enough. So like I said, the first 2 weeks were very challenging. A lot of girls couldn't handle it, which is why a lot of girls ended up leaving the program, because truth is, you're not forced to stay there. Like, they cannot make you stay there. It's strongly recommended, and some people in there were court ordered, but they cannot make you stay, and I mean, they just can't. So it's really one of those programs where you yourself have to be ready to change, wanting to change, willing to change, and you have to be willing to put in the work for it. Like, those 22 weeks were very, very, very difficult, but it was so worth it in the long run. Anyways, back to the girls. Like I said, 28 girls in one barracks for 6 months. Like, there was a lot of fighting. There were a lot of arguments. But there was also a lot of love and support. And the closer we got to graduation, I think everyone just kind of like came together and realized, like, okay, like, we're really all just in here for the same reason. We're trying to get done with school. We're trying to better ourselves. So instead of, beating each other up, like, let's lift each other up. And we started doing that. And a lot of us got really close, really close. And there are girls, that I still keep in contact with that was in my cycle. A lot of them. Honestly, the bond that we all shared and still share is something that cannot be replaced, or it cannot be broken, because we saw the good, the bad, and the ugly in each other in those 6 months, but we were also all each other had, and a lot of us kept that in mind on that journey, because if it wouldn't have been for us having each other's backs, or like supporting each other, a lot of us, there wouldn't have even been 28 girls in that barracks. Like, it would have been way less, because trust me, we were already homesick. We had nobody, or we felt like we had nobody. And then, when we developed the bond with each other, like, it made the experience so much easier and so much better. I can't even explain to y'all how thankful I am for the girls that, were in my cycle, because like I said, we all supported each other, like, especially the closer we got to graduation. Because, in the beginning, in the middle, like, we're all arguing, fighting, this and that. We had some people who thought they were better than the other, and I think by the end, we just, like I said, we just realized we were all there for the same reason. Like, we just wanted to be done with school, and we wanted to graduate. Point blank, period. And I love all of my girls that was, in Camp Shelby with me, cycle 38. I love all of y'all. All of y'all. Y'all are my heart and soul. Like I said, I'm still cool with a bunch of y'all. Like, that's a bond that will be forever. That will be, yeah, I mean, you can't break that. We went through so much in those 6 months, and we went through it together. As a matter of fact, I don't know if y'all didn't watch the very first video I posted of the question and answers. I explained in that video about my best friend's mom dying while I was in there. Honestly, that was probably one of the hardest things I ever faced in my life. Like, honestly. I remember we were sitting on the break block, and me and my other friend, like, I had a friend that actually went into the program with me. We were called to Building 80, which is where you receive packages and stuff from your family, like care packages with shampoo, notebooks, whatever. We got called to Building 80 at the same time, and I remember telling her, I was like, when we were walking up there, I told her, I said, something's not right, because they wouldn't be calling us both up here at the same time to receive a package. So I knew, like, I felt in my gut that something was wrong. And she did too, because she, once I said something, she was like, you know what, you're right. Like, something's not right here. And when we got to building 80, my dad's best friend, who's also a minister, was there. And he has Bible in his hand, his black coat on, like the whole 9 yards. And our guidance counselor was there, in the conference room, sitting in a chair, and as soon as I walked in, he pushed a tissue box towards me. And he just kind of had his hand on his face, like, I could tell something was wrong, obviously. For one, he pushed the dang tissue box towards me, and the look on his face explained it all. So I sat down, and, my dad's friend walked over to me, and he kneeled down next to me. And he said, he asked me, he's like, who has been sick since you've been gone? And I'm thinking he's going to tell me my grandma is either back in the hospital or she passed. So, I already felt my heart drop to my butt. Like, I was so not ready or expecting that kind of news. And I said, I couldn't even say anything. I looked at him and I said, who? And he looked at me and he didn't say anything for a minute, and then he said, Day Day. And for those of y'all who don't know, I have called Hannah's mom Day Day my whole life. Like, I gave her that nickname. That's what I called her. I mean, I don't know why, it just stuck. I loved calling her that. She loved being called that. That was, her name for me. If I wasn't calling her mama, I was calling her Day Day. And he looked at me and he said, Day Day. And all I remember is, like, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, where is she? Because I'm thinking he was going to tell me she was in the hospital, because she had health issues, had been in and out of the hospital half her life. Like, the poor thing was fragile, okay? She had some health issues. And so I'm thinking he was going to tell me, she was back in the hospital or whatever. And I remember, sorry guys, I'm getting emotional. I remember thinking, like, I can't even explain to y'all what I was thinking. Like, so much was going through my head. And he just looked at me and he told me, he said, Kerrigan, she passed away in her sleep last night. And I remember, sorry guys. But I remember I could not believe what I heard. Like, all I remember is my face hitting my hands in my lap, and I just started bawling. Oh, sorry guys. And I'm not gonna edit this out. Like, I'm gonna let y'all see all of it, because I feel like that's the purpose in this. Like, I want y'all to feel what I felt, during my experience. Like, this is really what happened. I'm not gonna just show y'all the good stuff. I'm not gonna edit out me crying. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna keep it all the way real with y'all. So forgive me if I start ugly crying. Just throwing that out there. But anyway, I remember, like, my head hitting my lap, and I just start bawling, and he's trying to comfort me. And when I finally pulled myself together, I looked at my guidance counselor and I said, I need to call my sister. I need to call Hannah. Let me call Hannah. I need to know that she is okay. And of course he understood, so he brought me in, the office, and he let me call her. And I don't know how Hannah does it, but she literally, y'all, she is, like, so good at being strong for everybody. when she is the one who should really be breaking down. She is so. I remember calling her, and when she answered, she sounded all right. Like, she, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could, I know my best friend. I've known her for 22 years, my whole life. I know when something's wrong with her, but she tries to pass it off like she's okay. And when she answered the phone, I said, "Oh my God, are you okay? Like, I just heard they just told me." And she said, "No, Kerrigan, are you okay?" And I was like, "Why are you like this? Why are you concerned with me?" You know what I'm saying? Like, this was your mom. And then she's like, "Well, Kerrigan, this was your mama too." And it kind of broke my heart because I honestly felt like she had to be strong for me while I was in there, because she wanted me to finish that program. And I feel like if she would have shown me, I feel like she knew if she would have shown me that she was really dying inside, then I would want to come home and not finish the program. And her mom is the whole reason I even went into it to begin with. And the last thing she wanted me to do was, throw away everything I had worked so hard towards. Because when her mom died, I was only a month and a half away from graduation. And I remember, telling her, like, writing her letters and everything, and telling her, like, I couldn't wait to graduate so they could see me walk across the stage and, see everything that I made of myself. And then, I got the news that she died. And it was so hard, y'all. And I don't know how, but something told me to call her. The phone call, like, I had one phone call before getting the news that she passed. My last phone call that I had before she passed, something told me to call her. And I am thankful, so very thankful, that I called her and I talked to her. And she told me she was proud of me. She told me that she loved me. I told her it was her that I was doing it for. I told her that I loved her. And I'm so thankful that I got to say that to her. That was my last words to her. That were her last words to me. Like, I am thankful. But, like, honestly, guys, the reason in me telling y'all that is to tell y'all, because when I was going through that, the moment I walked back, everyone could tell that something was wrong. Like, they knew. Because for one, I was boo-hooing like a baby, and there's only one thing you can figure when, something like that happens while you're in there. I was crying like a baby, and all I remember is, like, everybody, like, rushing to me and my friend that was in there with me and just hugging us and telling us, like, everything's gonna be okay. And honestly, guys, if it wouldn't have been for that, I probably would not have made it. Like, I would have went home. But because of the girls that I was lucky enough to share barracks with, like, they made it so much easier. They were so supportive and so considerate and so compassionate towards, like, what was going on. Like, I did not feel alone. And I'm thankful for that. So, I was granted a 24-hour leave. I got to go home for the funeral to say my goodbyes, and it was hard. I didn't want to leave. Once I got there and saw the condition Hannah was in, I did not want to leave at all. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to leave. And I remember my dad, like, basically begging me, like, "Kerrigan, please go back. You've already got this far." And I told him, I was like, "Well, I've already got my GED. They can't take my GED from me. So why do I have to go back?" You know what I'm saying? And he just kept trying to drill in me, like, "Kerrigan, you need to walk across that stage for you. Like, you need to walk across that stage." And honestly, guys, I didn't care enough about me to let that be enough. But when Hannah looked me in the face and said, "Kerrigan, you have to go back," I think that's all it took. Because she told me, she was like, "Kerrigan, you did this for mama." and you've promised her you were going to graduate, you have to walk across that stage. And I realized, okay, you know what, you're right. I can't fall back on my word just because she's not physically here, because spiritually she is here. And I have to make her proud. Like, that was the whole point. You know what I'm saying? So I went back. I graduated. I'm not gonna lie, when I walked across the stage, I boo-hooed like a baby, because that whole day I had been feeling so uneasy, because I knew the one person that I really did this for, and then the one person that I so badly wanted to be there was not going to be there. I felt so uneasy. Like, my heart was completely shattered, because I literally remember, like, searching for the stands, like she was just gonna walk up at any time, or that I was just gonna see her, like, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't. But I remember, like I said, I had that just uneasy feeling the whole time getting ready, you know, rehearsing how graduation's gonna go, everything. Like, I remember, and the moment they called my name to walk across the stage, I kid y'all not, I felt the warmest, safest feeling come over my body, almost like somebody was literally hugging me. And I know for a fact that was her, because I did not feel that until my name was called. And she always stressed to me, like, the most important thing to her was to see me walk across that stage. And I feel like she did. Like, I feel like she saw. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is like, I'm getting really emotional. This video is already at 20 minutes. But like I said, guys, it was a roller coaster. It was a very challenging experience, and it took a lot of strength for me to pull through it. But with the support of the girls in my barracks, with the support of my family back home, I pulled through, and I did what I said I would do for my mama. And I am thankful for all of the support from you girls. I love all of y'all. Like I said, the bond that we share cannot be broken. We went through so much together. We were all there for each other through everything those 6 months, and I am so grateful that God gave me that experience, that he put it on my heart, you know, to go to the program, you know, to do what my mama pushed me to do. Like, I am thankful that, I mean, it was honestly a blessing in disguise, y'all. And though I probably didn't think that way the first 2 weeks, I figured it out quickly that it was a complete blessing to be there. The cadre were awesome. They really cared about us. And it wasn't, I'm just here for a paycheck. No, they wholeheartedly, genuinely cared about each and every single one of us individually. They really cared. They pushed us so hard. All they wanted to see was us graduate and get our GED. They were not there for a check. They really wanted to see us turn our lives around. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for, you know, everybody that worked there. I'm thankful for all of the girls. I'm thankful for the teachers that we had. They were awesome. I'm thankful for, you know, the resources we were provided in order to succeed. You know, like, it was amazing, guys. And though it was challenging, I do not regret a single moment of it, and I would honestly go back and do it again in a heartbeat. I kid you not. I tell everyone that all the time, and they don't believe me, but I would go back in a heartbeat if I could, and just, I mean, I would do it all over again. But I'm going to end this video, guys, because it's already at 25 minutes, so thank you guys for watching. Like I said, please subscribe. Later on, Kobe and I will be doing the Try Not to Laugh challenge. But he doesn't get off till 4 a.m. so don't stay up waiting for it. I'm surprised if y'all even stayed up waiting for this. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of y'all's support. That's it, guys.